Today we're going to learn the principles behind how to resolve the notes of the 5/7 chord to the tonic chord. This is one of my favorite resolutions to do because we have a lot of tendency tones in the 5/7 chord, most notably the leading tone, scale degree 7, and the chordal 7th, which is scale degree 4. Let me show you how it works. The first thing you want to concern yourself with is the bass. When you're going from a root position 5/7 to a root position tonic chord, your bass will always go from scale degree 5 to scale degree 1, sol to do. The next thing you want to concern yourself with is the third of the 5/7 chord. This is scale degree 7, the leading tone, or T. T should always go to do, as it is a tendency tone. However, we've already learned that occasionally you can frustrate the leading tone when it's in the alto or tenor part because it's kind of hidden. We'll see how to do that in a moment. But the general principle is leading tone likes to resolve up to scale degree 1, do. The other tendency tone that is in the 5/7 chord is the chordal 7th. This will always be fa, or scale degree 4, in the 5/7 chord. The new bit of information here is that fa needs to resolve down to mi or me, which is scale degree 3. The remaining member of the 5/7 chord is re. That's the 5th, the chordal 5th of the 5/7. In that you're also going to want to resolve down by step to do. Those are the general principles. With those general principles in mind, I now refer you to the voice leading with 5/7 guide. I want to show you 3 different ways these resolutions play out in real music. The first resolution I will show you is in example 1, and it features an incomplete root position 5/7 chord going to a complete tonic triad. What does that mean? That means that the 5/7 has 2 roots, 1/3 and 1/7. You're omitting the 5th. This allows for the tendency tones to do exactly what they want to do, where the leading tone goes up by step to tonic as it likes to, and the chordal 7th resolves down by step as it should. This is what the first example sounds like in F major. Notice how the resolution of the tendency tones sound. This is E and B flat going to F and A. We are resolving that tritone inward, and that is a good resolution. But it requires that the 5/7 be incomplete. Let's take a look at the next type of resolution. This one goes the opposite way, where we have a complete 5/7 going to an incomplete tonic triad. This allows us to have 1 root, 1/3, 1/5, 1/7 in the 5/7, but when we go to the tonic chord, we have to have 3 roots and 1/3. This solution also allows us to let the tendency tones do what they want to do. T goes up to do, and fa goes down to mi. Listen to this resolution of the 5/7. Now let's say you really like complete 7th chords and complete triads. There is a way to go from a complete 5/7 to a complete tonic triad, but it involves one really important step, and that is frustrating the leading tone. Notice what happens here. Instead of going up to tonic as it wants to as a tendency tone, it leaps down to sol or scale degree 5. For those of us who always sang alto in choir, tenors also have to do this sometimes. I find it deeply unsatisfying. Yet it allows for us to have a complete full 5/7 chord and a complete full triad. Here's what this resolution sounds like. And that alto part goes do, ti, so. Now, you may be drawn to one of these three types of resolutions, and we all have our favorites, right? But you're going to need to learn how to resolve all three resolution types, because what we'll find when we're doing part writing is that a lot of times one of the three will be the best decision, and it has nothing to do with what our preferences are. So the next exercise I'm going to have you do after you've thoroughly read the guide is to practice doing all three types of resolutions. I also have a set of resolutions using the 5/7 chord in inversion. These aren't that hard to do because all the tendency tones get to do what they want, and you can never use an incomplete 5/7 when you have an inverted 5/7 chord. So that will get us practicing our tendency tone resolutions. The takeaways are that the leading tone resolves up to tonic, which is the third of the 5/7 chord, going to tonic or do in the key. And the chordal seventh, which in the 5/7 chord is always fa or scale degree 4, goes down to scale degree 3, which will be mi in major keys and me in minor keys.